pleasure to it's my pleasure to introduce you ladies to Kathleen Arnold, an internationally renowned speaker trainer and an unparalleled networker, 8-time award-winning business consultant and poet, 3-time contributing best-selling author and founder of Speaktacular. Kathleen, has more than 40 years of experience providing customer inspirational keynotes, training seminars, and consultancy to Fortune 500 companies, small businesses, and professional associations. She's also been on The Dr. Show and The Dr. Phil Show. Some fun facts about Kathleen. Even though her mom had 750 cookbooks and spent her whole life in the kitchen, Kathleen has only managed to prepare 5 dinners to date. I don't know what she eats. One job she hated the most was when she had a paper route. And her most embarrassing moment was when she was fired from Baskin and Robbins for eating too much ice cream. She's devoted over 35 years as a business consultant and helps customers, executives, companies, and solopreneurs. It's my pleasure to introduce Kathleen Ronald.
Thank you, Susie. And thank you, Angeline. And thank you, Robbie, for being the catalyst for all things GSFE, because none of us would be here without your vision, your dedication, and all that you've done. You work tirelessly along with all of your people. So I am so, so happy to be here. Thank you so much. And we have a lot to do, and we have 30 minutes or 29 seconds or 29 minutes and 30 seconds to do it in. So thanks, everybody. So let's everybody take a deep breath, please. Just take a deep breath in and blow it out. So I'm curious, has anyone else been fired from Baskin Robbins for eating too much ice cream? You know, I always thought it was a good idea to have product knowledge. And apparently management thought my assets had way too much product knowledge. So they cleared me. I was clutter to the business. So I'm like, that's fine. I'll just go to McDonald's. And I ate my way through there. And then, going on and going on, going on. So anyway, I'm excited to be here. And regarding the 5 meals, it was only 5 meals up until last year. And last year, I started to address body clutter, because clutter is far beyond physical clutter. And over the year, I had to learn to cook. And I cook like a 5-year-old, you guys. I can do a turkey hash and a chicken hash with some vegetables, and that's it. I call myself Farmer Kathleen because I actually do sprouts now too. Yeah, I can do 64 ounces of sprouts in a week. Double snap, everybody, for that. Come on, let's go. So anyway, what we're going to talk about today, and it's going to be a little bit different. This is my #1 requested keynote, breakout, teleclass that I've been doing for over 20 years. Do I have other topics? Absolutely. Why is this my #1 attended and #1 topic? How many of you have heard the phrase, the universe abhors a vacuum? Raise your hand if you've heard that. The universe abhors a vacuum. What does that mean? Let's look at your phone as an example. If your phone is full, you can't get any more messages. Is that correct? You've literally told the universe that you're full up, you can't take any more business, you can't take any more calls, and you have a full phone. So the only way to get things moving, to get that clutter unstuck, is to go to the phone and clear it. So think of this. Look around your home, whether it be your office or wherever you're at. Let's just look at your home. How many of you work from home? Raise your hands. Now, I certainly cannot tell you what your clutter is. Only you can define if you have physical clutter. If it causes you anxiety, overwhelm, frustration, stress, raise your hands. right? Anybody? If you're off screen, just set up an emoji. Okay. If any of those emotions are going on, then we have to look at your clutter. Now, certainly if we had more time, this would be really interactive, but let me just highlight. How many of you have thought about clutter in the terms of physical? Raise your hand. What other kind of clutter do we have? Anybody real? Mental. Now, I got to train with Tony Robbins for 5 years. They call me a mind chiropractor. I am laser good at looking at limiting beliefs and stories that keep us or you or whomever I'm working with stuck. So the mental clutter is huge. There's a gal. How many of you have heard of Byron Katie? Byron Katie. I love Byron Katie. I love this book. Who would you be without your story? Now you can go to my website, to my favorite things, and you can find all the books that I'm going to talk about. But this is who would you be without your story? When I'm working with clients, I find so many times the only reason they're stuck, and it starts here, it's a limiting belief or story that they've created along the way. So we have to move through that. We have to cut that out. We have to reframe it, and we have to release it in order for them to get unstuck.
Are you guys coming out?
I don't know what we're gonna get.
Somebody needs to mute themselves. We've got some background. So there's physical clutter, emotional clutter. How many of you have unresolved issues within your heart and you're carrying around anger, frustration? What are some negative emotions? What other negative emotions are there?
Depression,
Anxiety,
depression,
doubt, depression,
worry, guilt,
anxiety, guilt.
guilt.
I'm not sure if you know anything about quantum physics, but I know this much about quantum physics. I love quantum physics, and I work in a world of vibration. Everything's a vibration. So when I'm working with my clients, one of the things that costs them a lot is their emotional clutter. I clear on a daily basis, because if you're in shame or guilt, shame, I believe, is 20 megahertz. Guilt is like 30 megahertz. That means you're walking into a room, depressed, anxiety, stress, frustration, which all carries low vibration. And you're walking into that room with that low vibration. So my goal is to stay clear of any lower level emotions and be operating from 500 megahertz, which is the love vibration. That's a great place to be. When you love yourself so deeply and you love what you're doing and you love where you're going, and then you are the brightest light in the room because you come in, you don't have to say a word because your vibration is so high, people will want to get to know you, right? It's just the way it works. So that's another area that needs to be cleared. There's financial clutter. There's two-legged clutter. How many of you have people in your life that you want to bless and release and let them prosper elsewhere? Raise your hand. Those people are dragging you down and costing you. It's an economic cost to be working with people that are not your perfect right clients. When I work with my clients, we start with their business model first. 99% of every single business model that I have looked at, because I'm a business growth architect, my job is to look at your business model, discern and decide what is costing you way too much money, how much marketing you're doing, how much network you're doing, who are you hiring, where are you spending your time? Time is finite. We have to be very discerning where we're spending our time so we can get the biggest return on investment. So let's look at a business model, if you will. I was able to take a company from 20 to $30 million. They're an $80 million company now. When I got in there, I did a survey. They had over 540 issues at their company. I put them in hot, medium, and cold. It took 2 years working with them on a weekly basis to look at what would be the best sustainable solutions for them. If we wouldn't have cleaned up all the clutter, they had the wrong manager in the spot. Within a week, the father was trying to take a dog and make him a cat. And I'm like, the dog will never be a cat. Now you've castrated the poor guy. Now you're asking him to do left brain, right brain, when all he wants to do is sales. So once we moved him out of the way, we got 2 managers. One to do the sales and marketing, one to do all the accounting and the reporting and everything that the company needs. We had salespeople because if you have a team, 20% of your team is creating 80% of your return. The 80-20 rule applies to your physical clutter. Ladies, you are potentially only wearing 20% of your entire wardrobe. How many of you would believe that to be true? Hold up your hands. You always have your go-to, you always have your favorites, you have those things that make you feel like $1 million. So you have 80% of your wardrobe that's taking up space and withholding your abundance. The universe abhors a vacuum. You open a space, and this is a law, something must come in. Something must come in. So if everything in your house is packed, the drawers, the closets, underneath, your car, your emails, your computer, your programs is packed, essentially what you're telling the universe is, I have enough. I don't need anything. I have enough. I don't need anything. If you open a space, something will come in. I do this with anyone in between successes. If they want more money, if they need more clients, if they want more sleep, less stress, less frustration, just begin to clear. So if we look at your business model, my goal is to eliminate 50 to 80% of your current business model. Let me give you an example. I had a client come in. She thought forever she wanted to open an agency. She's from New York. She's magnificent. And she's got a lot of energy. I would call her a AAA personality overachiever. They have a lot of clutter. I'm a recovering workaholic. I broke my back 6 times. I don't need to be told again to learn the lesson, to slow my roll and redesign my own business structure. So when she came to me, I look at her beliefs and her values. She's married and she has 2 children. And we looked at that business model and I went, So would you like to stay married? Mm-hmm. Would you like your children to know you rather than know your nanny? Mm-hmm. Would you like to not get sick and tired of working 12, 14 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week? Because that's what it's going to take to open the agency that you want to open. So we redesigned that dream and we came to a new dream. And the new dream was to be a stylist. Now, you can have 200 to 300 clients as a stylist, or I prefer, and this is what I built for her, is a business model where she could have 10. How do we do that? She's only going to be working with multimillionaires. Now, that was perfect for her. In order to meet her goals and objectives, her beliefs and values, and to have a life without getting sick from working 12, 14 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, this is the model that we executed for her. So the website was built to that. It was SEO to that. And her very first client came in. multi-millionaire developer. Her program for 3 months used to be 6,000. I moved her from 6,000 to 15,000 over about 3 months. We had to work on the brain. We had to work on some beliefs and limiting beliefs. We had to work on expanding her millionaire mind. We had to clear some trauma, some drama, some old things that were stuck, because that needs to be cleared in order to grow a multi-million-dollar company with 10 clients. She can make anywhere from 150,000 to 300,000 with this model. Her program at 10,000, now it's at 15,000. He didn't blink an eye. An eyelash didn't even fall out of his eye. He's just like, well, how do I pay you? Then we created a year-long program. We got her 2 raises in the process of the last 6 weeks. Now the new program for 1 year is, I think the new pricing is $35,000. And that's the monthly program. And then she has a bi-yearly program, spring, summer, winter, fall, and that's about 14,000. Then we created the benefits package. And after we ran the numbers, literally the time, energy, and effort that she's saving him on one example, we're saving him 96 hours. Now his hourly is anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 an hour. If we go lowball at $2,000 an hour, she has saved him over like $165,000, time, energy, emotionality, all of it, when he hires her. So it's going to be a no-brainer for him to sign, whether it be the year-long program or the other program. So we created a business model that cut out 80% of what she was going to do. Then she was involved in all these different things because she was in a doing business busy model. And we looked at it, what's your return on investment? No. You will be in front of your perfect right client at all times. You will speak to those companies with your perfect right clients. You will go places where your perfect right clients are. So we were able to cut out the majority of marketing, networking, expense, overhead, all of it in less than a year. So I want you all to be thinking about this. If you look at this, I was doing some training with the sales staff up in Canada, and the CEO had a coach friend who only worked with people that were generating $200,000 or more that would be willing to take 12 vacations a year. That was his niche. If you're $200,000 or more and you take 12 vacations a year, then that's what he incorporated with his clients. I had a client, we took him from 1 to 2 million. His goal was to only work 15 hours a week. Now, it took about 3.5 years to get him there, but he got there, and now he's retired. I think he's 52. So I really want you, because many of us with ADD, ADHD, we're AAA personalities, overachievers. We're very excited, we're very involved, and we do a lot. Some of you will never be able to change that model. I was blessed with 5 broken backs before I got the message to change the model. And so I build sustainable models. So I want you to look at your business sectors. Number 1, marketing. What are you doing in marketing? What are the avenues that you're working at in your marketing? Because if you look at that, you have, like, my number 1 marketing strategy is speaking. All I do is stand up. That's it. I stand up. It feeds my teleclasses. It feeds my coaching, and it feeds national events. So I can go national at NAVO, I could go national at eWomen, I could go national at different things if they have a national program. And that happens. That's all I do. I don't do it. My website is dead. It's dead. I might generate it. I might improve it. But I have one model. I only spend money on the model that's reaping me 80% of my return. When I'm speaking, I'm also connecting. I have a $1 billion network on LinkedIn. I'm super wicked good at follow-up, networking, connecting. I did customer service training for 20 years. So that's what I used to do. But now I am looking at creating a sustainable model, because when I went down, my model was not sustainable. And I'm still in the process of doing that. That means my products and services are going to be online and people can access them 24/7. So that will be a generator for me in the future. I am leaving the one-on-one coaching, and I'm not sure when. It might be 2 years, 3 years. God's really got my calendar, so we'll see. But if you're coaches, I highly recommend a one-to-many model. Lisa Reed has figured this out. It's not always easy to figure out a one-to-many model, but she has a model where if you're a speaker, you can jump in. It's $100 for a year, and you can jump in at any month and be a participant. So you really want to think one-to-many, because one-to-one is not enough. Unless you're a consultant working for like a tech company that's a startup and you're getting on the back end, you're getting stock. I've had many friends become multimillionaires because they consulted at startup companies. So I just want you to think about what's your marketing. Then think about your networking. How many groups do you belong to? Are you going all the time? And what's your return on investment? Are your perfect right clients in that particular group? If not, you may need to let them go. Because remember, time is finite. And you want to make sure to maximize your time. So what other areas do you need to look at? What are you doing in social media? You know, with my clients, I'm there. I post. You'll see me. I don't know that I've ever gotten any business from social media. Ever. Once or twice, maybe. Because again, my marketing tool is standing up. I just spoke to 190 aerospace engineers. LA DWP was there. The gas company was there. I have potentials with both of those companies. Quite a few of the engineers jumped into my Clutternomics teleclass. And I have 2 to 4, 1 or 2 that are already considering become clients. And that just happened from me standing up. See how easy that is? So what is your number one marketing that you do that gives you the highest return on investment? Write that down. Put it in the chat. What is that? And I want you to focus on that. So if we're looking at the chat, nobody's in the chat yet. What's your number one marketing tool? What brings you the highest return on your investment? So whatever that is, put it in the chat. If you're working 6, 7 days a week, ladies, unless you love, 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 love it, and it keeps you alive, and that's what you want to do, you may want to look at that to change that. Because over time, you could become sick and your body will break down. How many of you hire vendors and people to support you, graphic artists, VAs, this type of thing? Raise your hand. I really applaud that, because a lot of entrepreneurs, I don't know where we got the idea that it's your job to do all the jobs. Like, you can't do all the jobs. There's not one company in the world that runs with one person. There are many departments, there are many heads of departments, and there's many people helping with the task, even in nonprofits. Do you think Robbie at GSFE could run this all by herself? Absolutely not. And thank God she has volunteers and people coming in, because she's only one woman. When I launched my nonprofit, I had all kinds of people working. Up until that, I had done all the jobs myself in my own business. If your hourly is 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, whatever it is, why are you doing work that's $20 an hour, $25 an hour now? It used to be 10 or 15 we used to get help for. So really look at delegate, delegate, delegate anything that you can. Yeah, 5 minutes left. So I want you to analyze your business model. And I really want you to think about it. If you are multi-business modeled, that's a very hard position to be in unless you're highly funded and you have staff. It's hard to go deep and wide when you're spinning more plates in a Chinese circus and you're at warp speed with your hair on fire. And a lot of people with ADD or ADHD they don't like to focus. They get bored easy. They want to do this and they want to do this and they want to do this. But if we look at their business model, none of it's starting a fire, and they're just spinning their wheels in hope that something's going to happen. But this is the law of the universe. If you do not hold the magnifying glass in one place, you can never start a fire. Start with your physical clutter at your home. All of us should be sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night. Look at your body clutter. What needs to be healed? I just released 60 pounds. I went on a parasite and metal detox, and I literally cleared every single dis-ease in my body. I did not know that parasites are the root cause to dis-ease. All I knew is I broke my back in Atlanta coming home from getting my doctorate, and I put on a bag tag and broke my back again and ended up in bed. I thought it was just an episode. That's when it was the Come to Jesus meeting, and I got really serious about my health because I did not want to spend my senior years in bed. So I finally had the catalyst to clear the last 20%. June 13, it will be no sugar, no starch, no alcohol, very little chemicals, nothing out of a bag, a box, or a can. And that's the clearing that I went to, because that had to be cleared in order for me to do what I get to do. And now, for 4 years, I couldn't book a keynote. I just booked one, and now I'm going to Nashville in August, because I didn't know my body would support me to stand up. I mean, just shy of doing phone sex, I wasn't sure how to make a living. I mean, truly, with all that time in bed. So I want you to look at what is the quality of life that you want to have. Look at your business model. And really, how does it serve you? Is it just sucking the life out of you and you're doing 6, 7 days a week? Would you like a new business model? Rather than 300 clients, maybe 10 or 20 of your perfect right clients. It's amazing when you have somebody look at your business model and let you know, because you can't see the picture in your own frame. And you don't even know that it's sucking the life out of you. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. But I really want you to start with your physical clutter. And I just ask you to pick a zone, a small zone. Take everything out of the drawer. Ask 2 questions. Do I love it? And am I currently using it? The goal is you can literally get rid of 80% of what's in your home. You certainly do not want to leave that to your children. I have worked with so many kids that are so burdened and sorrowful and cry, and then they have to get a storage unit for their parents' things, and then they're mourning the loss, and then they're paying $300 to $500 a month for years because they can't even look at their stuff without bursting into tears. My prayer is that you do not leave your legacy in clutter to your children. It's really important. You talk about abuse, leave them your clutter. It's year-long abuse. And I want you to see, just by clearing a drawer, do I love it? And am I currently using it? If you get a no, no, it goes. If you get a no, yes, you get to keep it until it's a no, no. Do I love it? And am I currently using it? If it gets a no, no, it goes. If it gets a yes, yes, keep it. 80% of what's in your kitchen can go. 80% of what's in your cupboards can go. 80% what's in your drawer and your closets can go, because it's withholding your abundance. Just think about this. You can create an ATM in your home just by clearing. It's going to raise your level of self-esteem, self-worth. It's going to give you energy, motivation, clarity. Clean a file and watch the new business come in. Every single time it works, every single time. You are guaranteed abundance anytime you clear. So look at your business model, focus on the 20% in every category that's reaping 80% of your awards. And my time is up. So I hope you've been inspired, enlightened. I have a lot of different books. Clearing Your Clutter with Feng Shui is on my website. This book changed my life 30-something years ago, and I've made an entire career from this particular topic because it's that important and there's that many levels. So I love you all. It's been a joy to be here, and we have a giveaway too, Angeline. Thanks, Kay. Thanks, Robbie.
Unmute. Yeah, go ahead. Tell your giveaway, please.
Okay. So if any of you guys have any questions, just email me at Kathleen at speaktacular.com. Speaktacular.com if you have any questions. Now, the giveaway is this. I do a 3-week masterclass on Clutternomics. I've been doing it for over 20 years. I've only done 2 other masterclasses, twice on follow-up, once on networking. Why? Because everybody wants this one, because the results are so immediate. And we go deep, we keep you accountable, and it starts on the next one. I'm in process right now. The next one's July 23rd, July 30th, and August 6th. It's 3 weeks. An hour and a half on Zoom from 4 to 5:30. And it's Tuesdays, 4 to 5:30, 7:23, 7:30, and 8:06. We create a clutter clearing plan. You're going to explore the money game. Now, the money game will net you anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 minimum in a year if you continue to play the money game. We're going to look deeper at the 80-20 principle and how it applies across your business. When I read this book, the 80-20 principle, I went from a diversified portfolio to 3 stocks. I took $25,000 and now it's almost $300,000 in 8 years by using the 80-20 principle. So this is a phenomenal book. You can get that on my website too. I love it. That's week 2. We're going to look at that. And then week 3, we're going to discover the biggest burglar in your business. The one that literally is costing you, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. That's week 3. And then it's very interactive, week 2 and week 3. So nobody's having a birthday in June. I typically give it to the person with the closest birthday to this event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a number in my head between 1 and 20. Everybody put the numbers up in the chat, and the one closest to the number will win. Okay, nobody's won yet. Is everybody chiming in?
Or I have the same number as somebody else, so I'll change.
That's okay.
Okay.
So raise your hands if everybody's chimed in. Okay, good, good, good. Evelyn, have you chimed in? Yep, you chimed in. Okay, everybody in?
Think so. Yes.
Now, what's fun about this is whoever wins, the majority of time, they have cleared something, whether it be emotional or two-legged clutter or something around the house, because it's opened it up. This is a $500 product. For those of you that didn't win, it's a small investment of only $347, and it's guaranteed. If you don't make $3,000 to $5,000 in your first year, I'll give you your money back. I mean, it's that simple. If you need a payment plan, we can get you on that. It will pay for itself over and over again. And the lucky winner, now, I'm going to say the lucky winner. If this is clutter to you, then we'll pick a new winner. But it's Teresa Lawrence. Where are you? There you are, the butterfly.
Oh, congratulations.
Now, Teresa,
Teresa.
is this something that you need? And would you utilize it? Because I don't want to clutter up your life.
Do
And
I
it's
need
not
it?
personal.
No, this is not personal. My life right now is full. That's an honest statement. But when it's not full, come August, that's why I said I was gonna clean out the clutter in August, because I won't have the craziness afoot. Then I could use it then. But if you feel that you want to give it to somebody else,
No,
that
no,
works for me
no,
too.
no. It's yours. You're the winner.
Oh, thank you.
And
All
I
right.
will just email me and I'll send you the overview and we'll get you set up.
Okay. And
what's
that's
the-
Kathleen at
Kathleen at Speaktacular, SPEAK TACULAR, speaktacular.com.
Okay, I got it. I'll
So
email you.
everybody, let's give Teresa the big round of applause. And the lucky number was 3.
Ah,
3.
okay. Thank you. And I will stop the